to prepare his way. And I'm out here in Vickers Woods. The cell connection is not very strong, so I came to the highest point I could find, and I hope this doesn't go off. But I'm up at the treetops in a lot of ways. And I've entitled this video, this live feed, Undercover Agents. As you know, we are at war. It's a war between the global elites and the rest of humanity. And they say the first casualty of war is truth. And there's been a lot of lies for a long time, especially the last couple of years. And the reason I wanted to do this little live stream, it's just I found, now that I've discovered live stream, I find that it's just a lot quicker. When I might do a 5-minute video, it might take me 15 minutes to do it. Then it takes me half an hour to download it to my computer, cut the end and the beginning off, and then upload it to YouTube. Might take a couple hours because how slow my internet is. So anyway, truth and then your freedom. Corrupt satanic Freemasons are a problem. Yep, probably, I would say. I don't know enough about it, but I know Freemasonry is against Catholicism. Okay, so anyway, undercover agents, truth, everything like that. On Saturday, as many of you know, I went into Ottawa down to be with the truckers, had another great night. And early on, when I got there was an announcement. Oh, there's going to be an announcement. There's going to be an announcement. And this woman who identified herself as Miranda had a megaphone, and she climbed up a little elevation and started speaking to everyone. I live streamed it. I've live streamed the whole thing. So if you haven't seen it, you can go back and look at that first segment from Saturday. And anyway, she was saying that she was one of the organizers, and that she was they're working their butts off with the city, negotiating, and then there was some sort of negotiation or something like this. Now, I have no idea if she is genuine or not. I really don't. But I talked to some truckers after, and the few that I talked to, they didn't know who she was, and some came up to me and said, "Did you live stream that?" I said yes, and told them my YouTube channel, so everyone can go and look. Anyway, there were some questions and this type of thing. It was definitely, I would say, mixed feelings in the crowd. But then they said, I'll get a picture together. So we all got a picture together, and that's nice. You know, a lot of pictures being taken out at the freedom rallies, and there's nothing wrong with that. These are our friends, and you know what? Yeah, this is historic times. So these are historic pictures. But I don't know if that picture is going to be used somehow to gain this person credibility if she doesn't have credibility. She might have credibility. Again, I don't know. It's hard to know who's who these days, you know? And so I just want to kind of go on the record to say, look, that live stream is there. We just all lined up for a picture. That picture didn't mean that we were agreed with her or disagreed with her or anything like that. It was all brand new. And then a few truckers I spoke to after said they don't want to give an inch. So there you go. So anyway, this is February the 15th. And yesterday, as you know, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, he declared the Emergency Act, which I'm told is equivalent to the old War Measures Act, completely heavy-handed and all that. Now, my understanding is that still has to pass through Parliament, through the House of Commons and then the Senate. So that's my understanding of it. And I might get down to Ottawa today. I just have a lot of things to do out here, and I definitely want to get down in the next few days to show you that there's nothing to be afraid of, and I'm happy to go down there. And you know, the thing about this Emergency Act and threatening to take people's complete livelihoods, steal their money from them, steal their trucks from them, steal their property from them. Well, you know, when you put someone in a position they have nothing to lose, then we've got nothing to lose. So I hope that makes sense. And anyway, it's been fantastic down there. I love going down there. I've been welcomed so well as a priest down there by Catholics and non-Catholics, practicing and non-practicing, and you know, we're all united in the same cause. We see the lies. We refuse to cooperate with them. Many people are saying enough is enough, and that's so we're not budging. And the stakes are very high. And why would anyone go home? Why would anyone stop this battle to go be slaves? We're not letting them win. There's no way we're letting them win. We're and I'll put it like this: um, if we go, you know, full tilt communism, which Trudeau is acting like we are already, um, well, we're all going to be impoverished. We're not going to have anything. We're not going to own anything anyway. So no, this is a fight to the end. And you know, in the priesthood, they, you know, a lot of the common phrase is, "Do you really want to die on that hill?" And you know, because I fought a whole bunch of battles, it's just really just standing my ground with the government-run schools and whatnot. And oh, do you really want to die on that hill? You know what? Dying on the hill of truth, that's an honorable thing. That's an honorable thing. But this is for the children and the future generations and everything. Okay, so now I'm going to try to take a look at the comments. I'm going to kind of tilt away from the sun so I can see them. Original COVID is gone. For my kids and my grandchildren, truth and love, you are correct. Love and prayers, Father. Thanks, Kevin, and everyone. Oh, the support that everyone's been given is fantastic. And there are other priests up there who have gone up there. I just don't know if they're as visible as I am. And I urge my brother priest to go out there in a surplice and a purple stole to show that you're doing ministry. Why doesn't the priest at St. Patrick's? But you have to ask the priest there. The thing is, that some priests have bought the narrative. They actually think there's a deadly plague. There has been a deadly plague, which there wasn't. So, you know, there's just we're just human beings. We're as susceptible to the propaganda as anybody else. So, but for the grace of God, there go I. And I did see two Orthodox priests down there, which is fantastic. One from the city of Ottawa, another one from the city of Montreal. And are we still connected? I hope. I think so. Anyway, this live stream is good. Were the Orthodox in cassocks? Yes, they were. I do have a cassock. It goes right down to the ground, and in slushy weather, it makes a mess of it all. But one priest did phone me and said that he wasn't in a surplice and stole, but he was in a cassock. And some people were nodding their head, and I just encouraged them. Well, just reach out your hand. Have holding crosses for you. They were there last week. Yeah, I mean, I agree. The church's doors should be open. Imagine if, you know, well, right from the beginning, if the bishops just had said, no, we're not going along with this. And, you know, I've said before, you know, last week or something, imagine if the mayor of the city of Ottawa just said, welcome everybody. We're going to show you how hospitable we are. Everyone open up your businesses, you know, and the parishes could have done the same thing. You know, imagine all those downtown churches, you know, Catholic or non-Catholic, if they just open up the churches and made it available for people, for washrooms and for warmth, for shelter. But anyway, the truckers are well organized. It's really fantastic to see. You know, that you don't have to freeze to death down there. We rely on you. Never disappointed. Well, thanks, George. I do my best, eh? But like I said, you know, it's hard to know what's the truth out there now. Oh, I wanted to mention, does anyone by any chance, I'm sure some of the people, my subscribers, have read some of G.K. Chesterton. And he's got a really interesting novel called The Man Who Was Thursday. And it's all about secret agents and everything. So it's a fun read. and I won't spoil the ending for you, but I have mentioned before the analogy of the body of the Christ with the antibodies. What part of the body of Christ? Yeah. Hey, Alan. There's so much to do out here, and I never seem to get what I want to get done. But the cabins should be ready pretty soon, I hope. Or if someone wants to come out and help finish the cabins, and then people can come on retreat. Sorry, when the mandates are lifted. Anyway, um, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the analogy of the antibodies is part. What part of the body of your of the body of Christ are you? And it seems like a lot of people think they're white blood cells, eh? And we attack each other when we're kind of like I kind of like say like we have rheumatoid arthritis, so we attack the joints that don't necessarily need attacking, or we overwhelm them. Maybe of course everyone, no one's perfect. Everyone needs some tweaking here or there, some little corrections here or there, but sometimes we just go full on board, and then the body of Christ is attacking each other. And I love the unity that's going on down in Ottawa. I love I love the unity, and it's really quite remarkable how these truckers and blue collar men and women are just kind of so practical, and they're not flinching, and I love it. It's fantastic, and I really look forward to going down there again. Like I say, I might be down there tonight. No promises though, because I got to do some snow clearing here, and then I might be kind of tired. As a matter of fact, walking through the woods here, I don't have my snowshoes on, so. Oh yes, Alan. You must have reached out to me. Maybe were you the one that reached out to me for Bishop Basheen? Anyway, I don't have my snowshoes on, so I kind of got all sweaty coming out here. So I don't even have all my jackets on. The unity is like a taste of heaven. Yeah. My medical witchcraft CV-19 symbol. What? Anyway, yeah, I trust on I trust God made us wonderfully, wonderfully. Hey, you notice that they're not talking about the spread of a disease anymore? How long have we been down there on the hill? Tens of thousands of us, 100,000, some say. I mean, over the last 2 years, I've never shaken so many hands. I don't social distance with anybody, give hugs to anybody. I haven't been hospitalized, and no one's gotten sick up there. I don't think anyone's even got a cold in the last couple of weeks in Ottawa. They're not talking about that. A bunch of liars. They're such a bunch of liars. And so hopefully everyone wakes up to see this is not what they're saying it is. Where are you? I'm out here in the middle of what I call Vickers Woods. I've got 120 acres out here that I'm a steward of. I'm so blessed. When I was in a country parish, small country parish for 10 years, I said I was the most blessed priest in the whole diocese. And now I consider myself the most blessed priest in the whole world. And I love it out here. I don't generally I don't like going to the city, but I do love the people down there. And and but I have to think just like everyone else. What if I lose this? Well, if we go all full communist, this will be lost. And what if they take it from? What if the commies take it? Okay, well, we have to be detached from the things of this world. Look at the truckers. Their trucks are their livelihood, and they have some of them have houses with mortgages and children and everything like that, and they are putting everything at risk. So we should do it too, and that's another call out to my brother priest. What do you have to lose? You know, what do you have to lose? Why don't you get down there and bless the people and say hi to everybody? How can we be at a mass you celebrate, Father? Well, you have to reach out to me, and a lot of people reach out to me. If you have to go to one of my other videos, there's not live streamed because I'm not putting a description in the live streams, and then you can find out how you contact me. You can contact me through the contact page of nviampatches.org, which is the website for the retreat center, or you can reach out to me at franthonyhannon at protonmail.com. And and then make sure you leave your phone number. Tell me about a bit about yourself. Um, a lot of things go into spam, like automatically. I do try to check that all the time. I probably miss some. There are a bunch of you that I want to reach out to. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things on my mind. Do I go into Ottawa, or do I try to get caught up on some of my correspondence? And a handful of you have become new supporters of NVM Patches and sent a donation, and I want to thank you for that very, very much. You're very, very generous. I don't receive a salary from the diocese. I want it that way. I only want people contributing who believe in what I'm doing. And but anyway, sometimes people just leave a very, very short message through the contact page of the website, and they don't tell me anything about themselves, and they don't leave me their phone number. And well, read The Man Who Was Thursday, and you kind of know where my mind is at these days. I mean, there's no doubt Trudeau has to step down. I mean, whatever. I mean, you know, every human being is alive. There's still hope for them, right? There's still hope for their salvation. And who knows what type of. I mean, we know a little bit of what type of childhood he had and everything like that. So, if you can leave another link to that website, we would love to donate and make plans to visit. Yeah, so like I say, just go to one of the other videos, look in the description, and you'll see the website. It's inviampatches.org is what it is. N as in Nancy, VIAM as in Mary, PACIS.org. And that means into the way of peace. That's from Zachariah's Canticle, the last three words, into the way of peace, in VM Patches. And of course, this YouTube channel, also from the Canticle of Zechariah, to prepare his way. So there is a little bit of a John the Baptist theme going on. It just kind of happened that way. I mean, I obviously I prayed a lot and researched a lot for the name of the retreat center, and and yeah, I know a lot of Latin phrases are taken. When I searched in VM Patches, I came across this kind of electronic music thing. It's kind of really weird, but or when and that was no, that was just VM Patches. That's right. But the in is into the way of peace. Take a little look around. Here's the scenery here. No honking of horns. And Vicar's out here. He loves the cold. I mean, the sun is out and there's no wind. It's just beautiful out here. I don't want to walk around too much because I'll lose the signal. You can't hear anything here because you can't hear anything here. If I listen really carefully, I'll hear the odd bird. Sometimes a woodpecker in the winter here. For sure, Alan. Or at Labora. Pray and work. How far is your house from Ottawa? It's about 2 hours. 2 hours drive. I don't know how many days walk it is. Oh yeah, how many birds could you hear? Oh, that was the springtime, and across the road there's so much water around here. It's wild, and the Canada geese and the ducks they all come, and you hear the peeping frogs and everything. And one morning, oh, there were so many songs, so I just decided to do a 30-second clip. How many birds can you recognize? I've got to set up my trail cameras to get more wildlife. Yeah, you do a silent retreat, and you get away from the noise and the nonsense, eh? And then you're stuck with your own thoughts. But if you stay long enough, those thoughts settle down too. And then the hope is that you might hear the voice of God, at least get a sense of what you're made for, and you know, get inspired to do something beautiful with your life. Do you use beard oil? Do you keep it natural? I usually keep it natural. Natural. That's kind of. I guess that's not really too much of a personal question. Sometimes, sometimes I put. Someone me some oil of the Good Shepherd or something like that. Eh? Anyway, it's essential oils and all this type of thing, and I guess some other priest blessed it. Um, I guess it's a sacramental of sorts. They say it's to ward off COVID, which so it's right there. As soon as they say that, I'm like, that's it's total bogus because there is no COVID like that. There is no plague. So so anyway, it smells kind of cinnamony, and so sometimes I put that on if I didn't take a shower for a week or so. You offer retreats, Father. Yeah, I mean that's the idea, eh? But it's silent, the self-directed silent retreats, and I just tell everyone I'm closed now because I won't go along with the government mandates. So I'm just in my private residence, living my semi-hermit life. It's kind of too bad. Well, like I say, I was gonna say it's too bad I don't have snowshoes on. I take you go for a little walk through the woods, but um, it took me a long time to get up this high, so I might get a 1 bar of a cell signal. What can I show you? I can show you Vicar. You happy, Vicar? Say hello to everybody. Hello from Ireland. Wow. The great thing about the live streams is you're seeing it, I turn it off, and it's published. Cayman Islands. Unacceptable views. Yep. I love being a Canadian. I'm so proud to be a Canadian. What a great dog, man's best friend. Yeah, dogs are such a gift, and he's a good watchdog too. Prayer is essential, and action is essential. There are some, of course, are shut-ins, and that becomes their vocation to pray at home. And but you know, for those who are able-bodied, if you watch my videos and you're just saying, "Well, I'm just a prayer warrior and staying at home," no, I'm just challenging you right now. Get downtown. We need feet on the ground. We need people down there. Did you see that great video where the police were going to start arresting truckers or something, and they all lined up in a line, and all the regular people, civilians or whatever, and then they started praying the Our Father. Imagine that, eh? That's the type of thing. So please get down. Tell me what you found out. I see the headline of this live. What did I miss? Oh, okay. So again, the headline, what did I call it? Undercover Agents. Well, we're at a war, so we can expect psychological games, and there are. For all I know, Miranda is a legitimate person, legitimate organizer. I tried to reach out. I need to still reach out to one fellow who I trust. He's a straight shooter, but it really is a grassroots movement. So you don't know, who is really the leader, right? And I'm kind of suspicious anyway. And but she could be completely legitimate, or she could be a mole who came in and got the sense of everybody. Maybe she heard that truckers were moving locations, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. And then she decided to do this thing. I'll tell you what. If she is a mole, she's a really good actress. Okay, but who knows? I don't know. I think it was the second night I was there. I think it was a Sunday night. Must have been January the 30th. And I was down in now near one of the camps in Confederation Park, and I knew some people down there. And this young lady came up and said, "We're all heading up to the hill. The police are sweeping the hill. We got to go protect the hill." Now she was a young lady, and for those of you who are watching, you're a little bit older, you can relate to this. When you're young, time goes really slow, and everything is urgent in that, and kind of in a way. It's kind of a weird paradox. But when we're older, time goes faster. But we also realize that you don't just react to everything. So we went up there, and I was concerned. The police were clearing us out of off Metcalf Street at Wellington, and they're saying, "Get off the street, get off the street." I said, "What's going on? What's going on?" The police said, "Nothing's going on." And then this big Winnebago truck came through, RV, and I gave him a blessing because I was giving everyone a blessing. I'm dressed obviously as a priest doing ministry in a surplice and purple stole. And he gave me his thumbs up. And I said, "What's going on?" And the policeman said, "There's nothing going on." So that made me more suspicious. So I went up to Wellington Street and more trucks were moving down. Now, I was concerned that they were moving things out. And then one of the policemen said, "No, he wants to leave." And then I remembered when I was in Kingston on Thursday night, the Thursday night before, at the stopover, and I was talking to some truckers, and some of them were going back to work on Monday. So some of the truckers are down there. They are working. They do have to move around a little bit, and so in other words, it was nothing. It was much ado about nothing. No need to panic. And so anyway, sure, I'm sure there's undercover agents all over the place. Um, it's actually amazing. We talk about agent provocateurs, and um, nothing's happened down there. Nothing's happened down there at all. There's obviously the plants of that swastika flag and but no, that's not who people are there. And the police know it. The police are down there. They know it. They know it. We're just they're just good people down there, and so generous. Like I say, if you're within driving distance of Ottawa, or even if you want to take a few days and go down there, I really encourage you to do that. This is history in the making. Go be a part of it, and we need boots on the ground, so to speak, just to be there, just to be a presence, so that in case Trudeau um, does somehow try to uh, finds some police or military willing to go against their own citizens, which I highly doubt that he can find that many to do that, then if there's women and children and people down there and we're just having fun, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, well, he's certainly communist. There's no doubt about it. Oops, it just sunk in the snow there. Do you think this is biblical? Oh, okay. So I didn't see your question, Kevin. So I don't know how many people are commenting, but that just came out. Well, okay, look, it's okay to suspend judgment, eh? I'm just to know who I am. I'm not much into predicting the future. Um, Remember this from the time of Pentecost. Oh, you've asked me before, Kevin. I know I'd missed it. Anyway, that's cool. Anyway, like I say, I'm not much into predicting the future. I'm more let's do what is right and let the chips fall. God did give us free will. Um, I'm not much into private revelation predicting the future. Of course, I believe in the approved apparitions of Fatima, etc. And Our Lady did warn that the errors of Russia would spread through the whole world, and I've always understood that to be communism. And well, the errors have certainly spread throughout the whole world. That has come true. But as far as I know, it's not uh, it doesn't mean we will all live under communism necessarily. And this is the fight against that. And a lot of people are turning to God. So anyway, from the time of Pentecost, this is kind of my answer with that. From the time of Pentecost, Christians have always thought that it can't get any worse than this. So Jesus has got to come in our lifetime. And and during my lifetime, 59 years old, there's been people around the world living under communism, and there still is. Think of North Korea, think of China, think of Cuba, and think of Russia, and that whole Northern Asia when Stalin and them. And think of World War II, the Christians in Europe with Nazi occupation and everything. Um, they must have thought Jesus has got to be coming. So anyway, I respect a lot of people who say we are living in the end times. Fair enough. I just don't go there. That's not the way my mind thinks. Um, so every time we're living in is biblical. So I don't know if that answers your question, Kevin. If you want to ask a more specific question, feel free, and I'll give you what I think. But I'm not God. I don't know. Last time I checked, Mary, Jesus, divine truth, granddad part. Thank you for your words of wisdom, caring shepherd. You know what I say? Because I realize it sums it up a little. Okay. I just say to this because I really appreciate everyone's prayers for me, but we pray for everyone, right? Um, but some of you think I'm this kind of superhero priest or something. It seems I'm not that. I'm not. I'm. There's a prayer. Someone mentioned dog's best friend, right? So my good dog there, Vicar. He's my vicar. I told my Archbishop, well, last Archbishop before this one, I told, I met him down at March for Life in Ottawa, whatever, 5 years ago or 6 years ago. He says, "What's the name of your dog?" And I said, "Vicar," and he looks at me. He says, "It'll be the only vicar you ever get. In other words, I won't be a bishop." I said, "I know." He says, "I'm just kidding." I said, "I'm not." And we had a good laugh. Good laugh. Um, anyway, there's this prayer I saw once. Um, of a little boy praying, and he says, "God, make me into the person my dog thinks I am." And I kind of say the same thing, pray that I become the priest that you think I am, because I'm in a privileged position. I really am. A lot of people wouldn't want to do or wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. It's just because everyone is who they are, right? But I'm in a privileged position because I'm not in a parish, and I don't have those responsibilities for one. I have different responsibilities. I guess with the YouTube, there's some responsibilities. Thankfully, I don't have a huge following. And but anyway, I was made for this. Made to be a priest and made for this time. And I've always kind of, not always, but throughout my life, I've kind of been a little bit of an oddball, swimming against the stream and stuff. So it makes it easier for me. And it's harder for a lot of my brother priests. It really is. This YouTube and connecting with you who are watching is a real joy for me, by the way. And I'm really glad I'm a priest because of all the people I meet. Because if I was just some Joe, you probably wouldn't be tuning in. The priest is not his own, yeah. And none of us are our own in that sense, right? We do your morning offering, surrender to God. Lord, what do you want me to do with today? Present yourself as an instrument of His love. Yay, JS. In the last 2 years, I mean, honestly, the people I've met, so good. No, obviously, okay. What do I know? What do I think of Quebecers having to show vax passports? No, that's completely immoral. It's completely wrong. The church should be resisting that. The church should be turning a blind eye to that. Absolutely. I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't know what's going on. I mean, there must be priests sidelined. There's priests in Ontario who are sidelined by their bishops and deacons. Not in my diocese, thanks be to God. Yeah. Listen to the quiet. Just pray for priests, because we're human like anyone else, you know. And it's why is Pope Francis? I didn't see that. Let me see if I can read it. Why is Pope Francis trying to destroy the traditional Latin Mass? Well, publicly, what I'm saying is Francis is Pope like Joe Biden is president. So figure it out. Okay, I think like let me try to answer that a little bit more. The thing is that to a large extent, it's not cut and dry, but to a large extent, a priest is exercising his ministry depending on the time that he was in the seminary. And so, Jorge Bergoglio, I think he was ordained a priest in 1966 or 69 or something like that. And, you know, everyone's in some ways a product of their age. So, um, so what should we say? 2013, 2014, it's kind of like back to the 80s or back to the 70s liturgically or something. So, anyway, hang in there. That the thing is that we're only on Earth for a certain time. You and I, we're meant to be alive at this time, and I have great appreciation for those priests back in the late '60s and early '70s who refused to go along with the liturgical changes. They just didn't, and some of them were sidelined, and then they offered house masses, and maybe they were illicit, but they were valid, and they hung they they held the line back then. Um, so in our own way, in our own lives, we have to hold the line in what we believe. That's all there's to it, and then be open to learning. I've learned. I mean, I'm continuing to learn, and the parish I was at for 10 years, um, it became kind of a destination parish for Catholics who wanted something a little bit more um, reserved, a little bit more I could say traditional, although I wasn't offering the extraordinary form of the Mass or the 1962 Mass or the Mass of the Ages, however you want to call that. Um, and Archbishop Vigano, he's not a cardinal. Too bad he wasn't a cardinal, but he's a retired archbishop. But he has a great message out, a great support for the truckers. So, um, but anyway, I didn't really plan in that parish that. Over that was there for 10 years, like, so people would come, and more people would kneel to receive Holy Communion, receive on the tongue, and there was more silence in the Mass. Nothing, no bells and whistles really, and a lot of people wanted that. And then my extra long homilies, some people wanted that, but a lot of the locals, they didn't want that. A lot of the locals did, and they were fine with that. They went uh, with the way that it was. They were able to receive what I had to offer, but many didn't. So many of them left the parish, and they went to parishes where they thought they were being fed there. So that was one of the reasons why when the Archbishop, I asked him if I could leave parish ministry and start this retreat center. Um, he uh, uh, he asked me, if I could stay another year, and I said, no, Your Grace, it has to be now. He said, okay, and and but one of the reasons was I said, let some of the locals who, they were baptized there, they got married there, they buried their parents there, and as long as I was there, they weren't going to go back to that parish. Let them go back and get their parish back. um a lot of people appreciated me there, and some didn't, and that's life, and that is the way it is. So I was happy to leave for that reason. I was sad to leave, but I just knew I had to do this, what I'm doing now, and call to more solitude. Turn the camera a little bit so you can see a little bit more. This is I'll try to walk up here. What's it say? Yep, Grandma Ella. I'm going to try to get to this nice spot here. And I don't know if the camera will pick up on it or not. This is a nice place to set up a chair and just sit here and wait for the deer to go by. It's a big cliff here. I'm amazed that I still have a cell signal. Lots of parish hoppers. Yeah, if you go back to one of my earlier videos, so like whatever 3 years ago, I do a pick or move. I do a video called confirmation bias, and then I do another one called Catholic confirmation bias or something, and it's about parish hopping. I mean, look, people have a right to practice where they want. They belong to a parish according to their domicile. We say that if they have a permanent residence, wherever they're residing, they belong to a parish. And then they also they may belong to another parish, the parish of regular practice, which might be outside of the parish boundaries. So that's the way canon law is written. You can belong to more than one parish, and a parish of practice or a parish of domicile. And you have to go where you feel fed, and I think that's fair. But also, I want people to keep in mind that every priest has something to offer, and it would probably do you well to try to receive whatever priest in your parish has to offer. Sorry for my thumb there. All that's happened last year is open my eyes. Most church and government, at least I see open eyes. Be close to provincial park. I am close to a provincial. I'm actually close is a relative term, of course. I'm actually close to 3 provincial parks. But what was I saying about the church hopping or something? I don't know. Doesn't matter, I guess. It's fun looking at the comments, and we're at this 42 minutes. I don't want to take up your whole day, everyone, either. But it's really nice. I mean, I could just be out here all day. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Oops. Oops. What am I doing? Well, we're fighting for our country, that's for sure. Fighting for the whole world. Look at the foundations about the protest. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Go ahead and clarify if you want. I'll see if I can read it. Can we ice fish on your property? Yeah. Yeah, I know, Amanda. Hang on to your faith. Remember, an abuse of something is not an argument against its proper use. And, you know, don't be scandalized by the shortcomings of others. You know, we've got to watch our expectations of others. Can you ice fish on my property? Yeah. Yeah, you can ice fish on my property. Is that Sharbert Lake area? Yeah, it's not with a C though, it's with an S. I gotta zip up my jacket, so I hope I don't. Ready the Cape, pray for us, yes. Build a bridge of faith to her son. Yeah, that's good imagery. That's a great miracle that happened out at Trois-Rivières. Okay. On the St. Lawrence River, I think. Let me just try to get my jacket up here. Sorry about this. I was sweating, so I had to take my other jacket off. So I still have another jacket. I'm barehanded right now. I think it's about -8 degrees or something. So I hope I get the calculation right. -16, -15, and 32. I think that's 17 Fahrenheit. He loves the cold. He just loves it. Right, Vicar? Are you near Kingston? Yeah, I'm between Shepherd Lake and Kingston. And then don't ask too many more questions. I might not answer them. You know what I mean? Okay. Well, we're 45 minutes now. So thanks for the chat, everyone. And just to finish off, have many people been involved in the intercession of St. Joseph in this? I'm sure they have. I have a lot of friends that have a real special devotion to St. Joseph. And St. Joseph is a patron of Canada. So, okay. Not a psyop at all, just real Canadians standing up against tyranny. Okay, everyone. God love you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the conversation. Thanks for the comments and the questions. The live chat, really enjoyed that. Try not to react to everything you hear because, like I say, we are at a type of war. First casualty war is truth, and there's a lot of psychological operations going on, a lot of games going on. And one thing we know, the mainstream media are complete liars. Complete liars. They've lost all their credibility. And I do make an appeal to my brother priests and bishops too, to please get on side with the freedom movement before you lose all your credibility too. Okay, the Lord be with you. May Almighty God bless each and every one of you, protect you from all evil, bring you to everlasting life. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Go in peace, live in the truth, live free.